I want you to be very, very, very careful of anyone who thinks that microlocks should be charged less. I'm gonna give you this. This is the scoop, okay? Y'all want to hear the real deal? Get some tea, and I'm gonna tell you. You know, I gotta tell y'all how it is, okay? Many years ago, when I was coining microlocks, that term that is now oversaturated in the market and often misused, it was to be an innovation and enhancement on sister locks. I have many videos on that. You can find out, you can research. I've never held the belief, idea, or communicated that it would be any less, priced any lower, in any way than sister locks ever. In fact, the majority of the work I did on my first groups of clients were repairs from sister locks. Every client that I got in the beginning was sister locks because, again, I was launching our microlocks into the marketplace and nobody had quote unquote microlocks. So, as I, Naturally Beautiful Hair Care, was building a microlocks business, independent of sister locks with no affiliation, tool systems, or knowledge thereof of their protected and contracted system and tools, there were some who wanted out of their own contracts and started to say microlocks to describe their services done differently. Their services didn't use the sister lock tool. If they didn't want to use the sister lock tool, their services kind of deviated from the contract that they signed. Now, y'all remember, this is circa 2009, 2010. But they did not know my system, which developed into the Microlock Mastery system, which developed into these Microlock standards. So what was being done at the time was that microlocks were a word that they were using to not say sister locks because they did not want to get sued.
And I want to make sure that people know that microlocks are not this synonymous with sister locks. It's not a term that's used to say sister locks. I've been using the term since about 2008 to describe my small micro interwoven locks that were not started under the Sister Lock brand. I had my no sister lock tool has ever touched my hair and has never been used to maintain any sessions of retightenings for me.
And since they did not say sister locks, and I'm promoting heavily microlocks all across the world with my shipments of a tool, popular tool brand that I shipped for. It was going all to Spain, all over the world. I was saying microlocks. They decided to say microlocks. And when they said microlocks, they said we're going to charge less than, and they were doing whatever they felt that they wanted to do. It did not necessarily fall under the standards and level of quality of service that I had upheld. I also introduced into the market reattachment and extensions and advanced repair, which was not being taught by Sister Lock Company at all. So here come the name calling of microlocks, making fun of microlocks by some people in the Sister Lock Company who felt threatened, or using the term microlocks to describe something that they felt were second rate to their top service of sister locks. Let me tell you how upset to this day it would make me when I knew that the skills, tools, systems, and everything that I was implementing and introducing to the marketplace were actually repairing sister locks. To have such a movement against this new microlocks, like, what is microlocks? That's just a copycat. And many of y'all saw, even in 2023, the founder of Sister Locks, how she felt about me and, microlocks.
She was a bootleg sister.
Snatching mics and saying it was bootleg. But I'm putting y'all on to tea because there's no sense in me holding it in anymore. How many years now? I want you to be careful of anybody who carries a notion or tries to give a definition of microlocks that makes it something that utilizes techniques that are subpar, that do not evolve well, that do not look as good and that should be priced wrong. That is absolutely not the original mission of Microlocks. And again, this information, I'm putting them on all my platforms, but this information may not be shared by them because some people want you or the unknowing person to believe that. I'm going on year 17 and this is exclusive Microlocks. And I've been published in magazines representing Microlocks for the first time ever, introducing Microlocks. So I would say publication worthy are the skills that we teach that are implemented on my own head. Never second rate, never subpar, and never discount services. This is not a bootleg version. This is an enhanced version. And anyone who takes this skill seriously would agree that what they provide you should be an enhancement, should be a higher level, and should incorporate innovations needed and useful and effective in the market, in the industry. Not something subpar that's gonna make worse results because it's cheaper. Think about the mindset that you would even have to say, I got something, and to say it's cheaper, but then still charge you top rate. There have been people spending far more than what some of our officially certified Microlock Mastery certified professionals have charged, that have actually invested time, energy, and money into training and getting their skills up and cleaning and repairing other locticians' work. It doesn't help anyone for me to sugarcoat or not say anything. But if you are getting a style like a 2-strand twist or braids, understand for a Microlocs original method and system, that was not the installation method. This might burst a lot of people's bubbles. I encourage y'all to do a little bit of research. I'm Jessica Marshall. Do a little bit of research on Microlocs. You can check out microlocks.com. And some of the things that have been out for almost 20 years at the start of Microlocks, you can really get a good understanding of the original quality level that was intended into this. So if you're not getting that quality level, or if you're looking for shortcuts, I'd call it something else. Call it shortcut locks, bootleg locks. I don't know, but I would prefer it not to be called Microlocks, because these are really just to be a representative of well done larger locks on a micro scale. Locks that are done really well. I don't think that there can't be another innovation on the market, besides sister locks, that can have similar characteristics, but there's a whole different freedom and innovation that's incorporated in how Microlocks came out as a movement. I said, hey, I don't like confinements, I don't like boxes, and I don't like doing things that aren't effective and that are not going to give good results for the most people. And I don't want people to be locked in. So that is how it came about Microlocks. And I talk about that a little bit in the book as well. But I will continue to talk more about it. I also talk about it on my YouTube channel many, many, many years ago when I first started. And talking about Microlocks on YouTube. So I want y'all to be very careful of people who are trying to redefine and tell y'all something either to justify that it is gonna look less than. You're not getting anything less than, honey. You are never less than. Why would you get a hairstyle less than? And you better not be paying $2,000-$3,000 to get something less than, and to get something that doesn't show that they've invested in actual technique that is required. We have interwoven locks, baby. That's what's gonna get you that consistency and strength. You can someone can go and do a twist, a braid to play around, and learn how to do a style, but that we're not talking about style, and we're not talking about braiders and twisters. We're talking about actual locticians, and that is something that requires a higher level of education and commitment and investment.